Ladies and gentlemen, this is White Lightning 777. And as you know, recently I came down with the coronavirus. And I'm just giving an update on the recovery and more comprehensive list of the symptoms. Like I said before, came down with what appeared to be just a major head cold, a lot of burning, like a sort of a blowtorch to the sinuses and your bronchial things, severe chills, severe bone pain. Another symptom, I don't know if I went into this, when you sleep, you can't even really sleep with the coronavirus. You have vicious, like, hellscape, scary ass nightmares. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but they say it could be due to the blood alcohol, the blood oxygen level varying in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, the other thing too that's interesting, I've researched it. Apparently, there was a lot of new data out about something called upgaining. The Wuhan science lab that invented this took a bat virus and they modified it to go after people as well as their pets. One occurrence that happened was when I was asleep. My nose, of course, was, you have like a lot of nasal discharge. Your nose is running, yada, yada, yada. The cat was, one of my girlfriend's cat, Mystic, was asleep. And, basically I slimed her tail. I did not blow my nose on the cat. That would be ignorant. But, of course, she jumps up. I go, okay, well, what's that? What's that, kitty? And sort of like half delirious. And the cat's like licking her tail furiously. About 12 hours later, she starts sneezing. So she was the last infected and the first recovered. I guess the coronavirus, we were wondering, me and the girlfriend were wondering, well, because the cat's 12 years old, which is a little, just, getting up there in years for a cat. I mean, they live, 15, 20 years, but, getting up there. So, we're wondering now, does the coronavirus count cat years or people years? Apparently, I guess it counts more like people years for a cat. So it'd be what, a 12-year-old kid would get, I guess, if they had it, which is good. So what happens when you recover? Let's see, I go into that. Like, after the fever comes down, there's still a lot of crap in your lungs, and you're coughing that up and getting rid of that. And some of the weight I lost, unfortunately, has come back. But my strength is coming back. I'm still a little short of breath. You can feel it, but, either I'm adapting to having less lung capacity or my lung capacity is returning, or both. But somehow, I'm getting back to my normal self. But this thing is nasty. Super, super nasty, people. Get the damn vaccine. If you can, get it. Otherwise, Xi Jinping will provide one for you, and you won't like it very, very much at all. You will not like it. But, it's also other stuff in the news. It's funny, they claim, the latest claim was on the 4th of March, insurgents would somehow attack the Capitol. Angry Trump voters would avenge themselves, according, because they were led by QAnon. Well, okay. No one shows up. And the thing is, here's the thing. I bet there were probably like 3 or 4 people, QAnon people or whatever, saying, hey guys, listen, the feds watch our page. Let's talk a whole bunch of crazy shit about a militia coming. Those guys, they probably trolled the damn Congress. It's probably like 3 people in their basement. It's probably like 2 guys like Herbert, Frank, and, their nerdy girlfriend Heidi that loves both of them but will never tell or something. It's probably like 3 people, Oh, God. Of course, it's not the 4th of March. It's the 4th of July. That's the thing. I mean, who the hell ever heard of March the 4th? What? And now they're moving it to the 20th. Now, This reminds me of history. Has anybody heard of the Millerites? They forecasted the end of the world is coming. You know how AOC is like, oh, the planet's going to turn into Venus in 12 years if we don't stop the global warming hoax, whatever. Well, there was an episode after that called The Great Disappointment, when the world didn't end because people had blown all their money on stupid crap. World's going to end. And of course, nothing happened, and now they're broke. This is what's happening. I mean, these idiots, it's kind of like the sheep that cried wolf once too often, Now, granted, there's no excuse for rioting. And like I said, I mean, if you riot, you lynch, or you loot, police, we should shoot. I don't care if you look like me or not. I don't care what your ideology is. You can't have people doing shit like that. And the fact that, in fact, they're still doing it in Portland. They're still going berserk. There was the Antifas will think, well, we're going to riot until Trump leaves, and we're angry. We want Donald Trump to leave. Okay, but they didn't settle down. And Antifa isn't having any of this nonsense with the kids in cages. Biden's bringing back the old policy that Obama had with putting kids in cages because they come over, the families split them up on purpose because that way they can't send the kid back if they don't know where they live. And Biden's putting them in the same kind of cages Obama has. They're calling it something different. Well, Antifa's not having anything of it, and they're, torching and attacking ICE facilities because, and there's a small grain of truth to what they're saying, that it's the same stupid thing that they were doing before. Remember back in the day when the La Raza and all these groups would complain and they would call Obama the deporter-in-chief. Now, of course, he would deport them, but since there was no wall, they would just come back the next day. It's like the song from the Muppet Show, "That cat came back," except you'd have like mariachi music or whatever. Anyway, but it's silly, and it may not be popular. Capitol, they want a fence around the Capitol. Okay. Yeah, maybe maybe there's some justification. Who the hell knows? But you know what? We the people have have the same rights to security that they have. Now, if you want a wall in the damn Capitol, how about you finish Trump's wall on the border? As far as I'm concerned, if we can't have ours, no way in hell you should have yours. If you want people to walk right into the country, okay. I think members of the public should be free to walk right into the Capitol. If they have the permits and they go through get the ID and they obey all of the rules and regulations therein, as well as behave in an ethical manner over and above just what the rules and regulations require. That's the way it should be. There shouldn't be this double standard where, rich commie bastards get to do whatever they want and the rest of us get screwed even if we don't do anything. That's ridiculous. Anyway, this is White Lightning 777 signing out.